Hey, it's your boy Freshy Fletch, and I'm back with another video. Today we got an awesome video. Kayron's preview has dropped, and boy do I like this unit. I think a lot of people are wrong about him. The people who think that he's underpowered or that he needs a buff, I think he's a very well polished unit that has a good spot in the meta, somewhere near where Lionheart Surmia is. Anyway, I'm gonna save my thoughts for the video, but if you do like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the video. Yo, this unit looks nice. Oh, that S3 animation. New Kayron. Alright, fellow ladies and gentlemen. I know that we've talked a little bit about Kayron in the past. There was a data mine, so we kind of went over a few of his a lot of his skills. Actually, I think we went over pretty much everything, but let's go ahead and look at the animations as well this time, and also make sure that it coincides with his skill like abilities and everything coincides with what we saw in the data mine, because you know that these things can change sometimes. Anyway, getting right into it. Attack is not looking too bad. His health is kind of beefy for a thief, to be completely honest with you. We just had Benny Morrow release, which I put a video on the channel, so you can check that one out as well. Benny Morrow only had like 5,500, and he was a warrior. So with Kayron being a thief with 62, that really does mean something. The speed, I mean, nothing to brag about. Defense, low as always. He does have some crit chance there. The crit chance is really going to help. In addition to that, he's also going to have a crit chance imprint concentration. That's going to be very powerful as well. Now, if you have some extra Kayrons, now is the time to use them. Anyway, we're going to skip ahead here to his first skill, well, actually his skill 2. So this is going to be his passive. Similar to Eidolon, he's going to get a buff at the start of the turn and the start of the battle. So in this case, instead of being escort, it's going to be a counter-attacking stance. Think of Senya, think of Arya, like that kind of thing. And when at the end of an enemy's turn, when the target has a buff, gains 10 fighting spirit. When fighting spirit is full, consumes all fighting spirit to increase combat readiness by up to 50% and becomes enraged for 2 turns. This skill. All right, I got to talk to you guys about this skill because I'm hearing so much feedback. Some people are saying that it's bad. Some people are like, oh my God, 10 turns, 10 turns. Like, no, what you don't understand, what you guys are not understanding, or that group of people, is that this skill single-handedly can end the game. This skill alone single-handedly can end the game. And when you really think about it, 10 turns, granted they have to have a buff, that's the caveat, right? But let's assume that they do have a buff. Let's assume there's immunity, assume there's barriers, because in every game there's a bunch of buffs unless your team has like AOL or something. And even then, if they got hand guy, they're gonna have buffs. So every time a unit takes a turn on an enemy team, he gets 1 out of 10 stacks, or whatever you're gonna call it, 10 out of 100 fighting spirit. So when you really think about it, like if you really think about it, it's only like 2.5 turns. It really is. It's 2.5 turns like per unit or whatever, like per enemy unit, right? If they survive. So what that does is it kind of puts a timer on the game. You either have to kill Kayron within 2.5 turns or you lose. So when you think about it that way, this skill's a lot more powerful than I think people are understanding. Like this is not just and this is it. This is not his only skill. This is just his passive. So his passive alone can end the game, and he still has some really good uses outside of it. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on that, but I wanted to get that point across because this is really good. This is a insane passive. Going on. Oh, let's watch the animation real quick. Hold on. I don't think. Oh no, this isn't the. I don't think there is an animation for that skill. Now that I think about it. Basically here it shows that they have a buff. Lua attacks, Kayron's at 9 out of 10 stacks, and then boom, he gets enraged, and then he also gets his increased combat readiness. You see him jumping the bar there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So his skill 3. Now the animation on the skill 3, I don't know about you guys, but the skill 3 animation is sick. His skill 3, so unleashes the power of demonic sword to attack all enemies. Successful attack inflicts 2,000 additional fixed damage. When the caster's enraged, fixed damage increases to 10,000. When the skill is available according to cooldown count, it decreases damage suffered by 30% when suffering a critical hit. Wow, I said that wrong. Decreases damage suffered by 30% when suffering a critical hit, and then obviously it can't be stacked with the same name, the same kind of mitigation. So this skill here is going to tie in with his passes. This is going to be his game ender, right? This is why you need to kill him in under 2.5 turns. You see what I'm saying? Now, not only that, Kayron's going to be built tanky. Not only is he going to be built tanky, but he's going to be built with effect resist as well. So he's going to be tanky, effect resist. And when you really think about it, what people I don't think are understanding is you don't even have to build that much damage on him then. Like, you really don't. Let's say, this is just spitballing things, but let's say you just went full tank Kayron. Let's say you went like or Bellion stats. Go like a Bellion, something close to that, right? Where he's counterattacking all the time. I've seen them put him on injury set in the preview. Spoiler alert, that can be something, but let's say we used, I don't know, not counter, but lifesteal set. You got him on lifesteal set, so he's healing up every time he counters attacks. He has his effect resist, so he's not getting disabled, or you got like a Christie in there or something like that, and you just wait it out. You wait it out. If they can't kill Kayron in 2.5 of their turns, then boom, Kayron just pretty much dang near wipes the whole enemy team. It can also be used without the enrage, but I don't think that's going to happen very often because you want this on cooldown. As long as this, I mean, you want it available. I said that backwards. You want it available. When it's on cooldown, then you're not getting the passive where he's decreasing damage suffered there. And that's going to be pretty important for keeping him alive. Anyway, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, you're probably only going to use it when you're enraged. That's the only thing. And let's go ahead and watch this animation one more time. The animation, I believe, on this is absolutely beautiful. They knocked it out of the park with this one. Like, oh man, hold on, bro, pull his arm out. Pulls his arm, lights on fire. Yo, this is on and then obviously I mean, this is on par with like Lionheart Sirmius S3. You guys remember? Oh, let me check that damage real quick. Did you guys see that? Wait. Did we see the damage there? All right, here. I'll pause up when the damage gets here. Boom. So she's on Aureus more than likely because she took more damage than everyone else. He missed crit on Nesenia. All right, cool, whatever. So he's doing about 2 to 3K, which isn't anything insane. That's not insane. But if you count in that, let's say he's not enraged, he's gonna hit like an extra 2K, and that's 2,000 damage. That's true damage. That goes through, defense buff goes through all of that, and that's not enraged. So this is already looking like a 5K nuke or AoE, right? So you're already doing 5K there, and we don't even know if they probably didn't put any damage on him because I mean he obviously has crit chance, but he's at 20K HP. Getting Kayron at 28K HP, he might have health boots, he might have health whatever. So that's to be noted. Additionally, when that 10K procs, I mean like, so that's 12K damage, 13K, 14K to the Phyllis, like that's so much damage, and in this team comp. If you look at the team comp that they brought against Kayron, which it's hard to show it right now, but the team comp that they brought against Kayron, it's not going to kill him in 2.5 turns. Like, these units are not going to kill Kayron in 2.5 turns. He's almost guaranteed, in a tank down versus tank down kind of battle, he's almost guaranteed to get that S3 off. So don't sleep on my boy. Don't sleep on Kayron, man. Here's the S1, kind of similar to his other, to his RGB counterpart. He counterattacks when he does, and when he counterattacks, he AoEs. So the other thing about Red Kayron is Red Kayron needed a buff. He needs a buff on him in order to AoE. And one other important thing here, they mentioned it a little bit later, but when he Dust Devils, the second attack is not the AoE attack. So he has like some ups, but then also some downs at the same time. For the positive part is, well, when he counterattacks, he activates the AoE, regardless of if he has a buff. The problem is that if you use Dust Devil on him, the second attack is not going to be an AoE as well. So you may want to look into getting a different artifact. I'm not sure which one yet. I think it's very interesting that this unit is a thief. think it's very, very interesting that it's a thief because you can look into like Moonlight Dreamblade, Windrider. Well, probably not Windrider, but there's a lot of like thief artifacts that most tanky characters can't use. You can't put them on your tanks, can't put them on your knights. But when Kayron is coming into like a bruiser role with that, thief, the ability to use thief artifacts, that's pretty powerful. That's gonna switch. That's gonna switch up how everyone plays the game, and that's like no cap, no like no exaggeration. You know what I mean? But enough of that. Let's. The animation is actually exactly the same as Red Kayron, which wasn't all that impressive. Did I skip it? I think I skipped it by accident. This should, yeah, this should be it. And if you look at the text there, it does say and uses Sundering Slash when Dust Devil activates. Sundering Slash is the normal S1. So this, he has attack buff. They do have mitigation with Pillis. So Pillis does have Aureus. He's doing about 2 to 3k each person, on average. Nothing really to write home about, but it is damage. So you got to remember when Bellion came out and she was doing 2 to 3k, everyone was like, "Oh man, that's garbage. That's garbage." Now you have a Bellion with 100% counter rate. It just doesn't take souls. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Here's the combat preview. I'm not gonna go over the whole combat preview. What I did want to show is like halfway through this, they have him on an injury build. I'm thinking more of a lifesteal, but halfway through this battle, you can see like the injury is starting to stack up. Like here, you can see everyone's like injured about 10% or so. And if you go into the battle even more, you'll notice. Oh, let's go down here. Yeah, right where we were. So if you see here, like Pillis's injury is insane. So I don't know if you take more injury due to Aureus, but I assume you do. Because that's the only way that this makes sense. But he is annihilating their tank, which is very powerful in EpicSeven, especially in the tank down meta. Now this defense that they put up here, obviously is not going to be good against Kayron, against the ML Kayron, because it's a tank down team. It's a tank down team with like Lua or something like that. Like I don't know who made this defense. That was weird. But regardless, Kayron just keeps doing his thing. Eventually he S3s, and as you saw before, the entire team was dead. So anyway, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. Overall, I think he's very powerful. I think he's gonna be very flexible as well. I think that Rowana counters him really hard. So I mean, he's not the end all be all. Rowana does counter him, but you also have to take it to consideration. If he can last in a Rowana team, it's likely he's going to be lasting that whole 10 turn, or it's not 10 turn, but 10 enemy turns or 2.5 turns per unit on your enemy team. And as long as he does that, he's in good line to almost completely wipe out their entire team. You stack that, let's say you put him on lifesteal where he's continuously healing. Let's say you have him on some resist set or some resist imprints or like Chrissy or something like that. Like he is not going to be able to be debuffed. So he can't be debuffed. He's tanky. He's counterattacking your entire team and healing up, or either healing up or putting injury. So, I mean, at this point, I don't know. We're just going to have to see. We're going to have to see what the community decides to do, and we're going to have to see if they come up with any interesting builds. Anyway, if I missed anything, feel free to throw it in the comments. If you like this style of video, please go ahead and give it a like so I can continue making more videos like this. And if you want to see more of my content, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.